All right,
Thank
Adolfo.
you, Chris. Thank you, Christy, and welcome. And thank you all for joining us today on behalf of Mr. Stan Kroenke, SoFi Stadium, Hollywood Park, and the LA Bowl. We want to welcome both great programs this year. On behalf of LA Bowl, the Starco LA Bowl brand is hosted by Gronk, and we want to welcome Coach Kelly. We want to welcome also Coach Danielson, and what should be a great matchup for our third annual LA Bowl, which is now obviously now the Starco Brands LA Bowl hosted by Gronk. We really look forward to a great matchup. What's new about this game this year is obviously our first couple of years, we had Jimmy Kimmel. Now our new host is Gronk, and Gronk is going to bring a new level of excitement around our game. And we also have a new naming rights partner in Starco Brands, and Starco Brands is going to be engaging with fans on game day. And we really look forward to both great organizations battling it out on December 16 here at beautiful SoFi Stadium. So with that, I'll turn it over to Christy.
Thanks, everyone. Please raise your hand. Again, the bottom's at the button. The button is at the bottom of the screen, and I will call on you in the order that you raise your hand. All right, James Williams.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, James Williams, Southern California News Group. Chip, you guys are going to be playing against Boise State. Just your initial thoughts and what have you seen from them early on?
Yeah, outstanding program. They've got such a great, rich history and tradition. And then Spencer's done a great job, since they had the coaching change, and know how tough the Mountain West is. We played a lot of Mountain West teams since I've been here. And the opportunity to play against the Mountain West champ is we're really excited about it. And we need to send our seniors out the right way, and we're excited to play one more game with our seniors. And the fact that we get to stay home here in LA and our fans get to be here is we're really excited about it.
Okay, Joe.
Joe Reedy, Associated Press. Hey, Chip, just wondering with Anton leaving, who will be handling defensive duties for the bowl game?
Yeah, our whole defensive staff will put together a game plan. We're all on the road or on our way on the road to go recruiting right now, and then we'll reconvene at the end of the week, and then sit down as a staff. But we're not bringing in anybody new from the outside. So it'll be our current defensive staff that we have right now.
Pass certificate 23, Kyron Williams, incomplete.
Joe, did you have anything else? I know you're in the press box.
No, I'm good. Thanks.
Okay. All right, Ben Bolch.
Ben Bolch, Los Angeles Times. Coach Kelly, how much of a push did you make to keep Danton, and what's it like losing him to the team across town, and where do you stand in getting a replacement?
Yeah, we made a push to keep Danton. Obviously, we weren't in the ballpark from that standpoint, but I think Danton is a tremendous young football coach. USC wasn't the only team that was courting him. He did a tremendous job for us this year. We led the Pac-12 in defense, and he had a huge part in that. And I loved the time. We only spent a year together, but I think Danton's special. And it was a tough decision for him. But he has to do what's best for him and his family, and I wish him all the best. I love Danton. I think he's a special coach, and he's got a bright future in this game.
And also this week, you lost some guys to the portal, including Dante Moore. Did you talk to him before he left and talk to him and see his comments of what he said about development at his next school?
I did not see any comments. I did talk to Dante about before he left. We had a good conversation, and we wish him well. And if we can assist him in anywhere where he's headed next, that's what our process is. Whether you spend a day here or you're here for 5 years, our job is to help you. So,
his comments were that he wanted to go to a place where he could get developed. He said, quote, "That's the main thing is really development, making sure you're bettering yourself every day and having a staff around you that's going to help develop you." So some might take that as the implication that maybe UCLA fell a little short in that area.
Yeah, I didn't see that, Ben, so I don't have a comment on that.
Okay, and last thing, Ethan Garber's status right now going into this.
Yeah, Garbs is good. We'll see where he is at the end of the week, but we anticipate him being available.
Thank you.
Okay, Joseph Crosby.
Hey, Coach Kelly, Joseph Crosby, Daily Bruin. Just early on, thinking primarily of Latu, has there been any discussions of players not available for the bowl game, or has it been full participants in practice?
Yeah, we had 2 the other day. Everybody's here. I'll actually be with Latu. He's a finalist for the Lombardi Award on this Wednesday. And so we'll make Latu is a special person, special player. And we'll make the best decision for Latu, but it'll be his and his family's decision. I'll visit with them on Wednesday. So, but we'll always do what's best for our players.
Gotcha. But no decision's been made for him or anybody else yet.
Well, I'm going to talk with his mom on Wednesday and him. So, but whatever they want, we totally support him. He's been a warrior for us in everything that he's done. And he has a bright future in this game.
Great. Thanks, Coach.
Okay, Bob Baylor. Bob, did you have a question? Any additional questions? Yeah. Bob, I see you raised your hand again. If you can't speak your question, you want to type it into the chat box? Okay, well, Bob's sorting that out. Ben, let's go back to you.
Martin talked to Bill Plaschke about some changes he'd like to see in kind of the way things are run with the program. Can you tell us anything about that conversation and what was said?
Yeah, I meet with Martin every year at the end of the season, and we discuss everything we need to do to move forward as a program. And he's been very supportive in everything we need to do. There's certain things, obviously, we need to do to keep up with the other schools that we're competing against, especially in this move that we're going to the Big Ten. There's some staffing things we need to do to keep up with other teams and programs that we're going to be competing with. So, Martin's been great supporting us from that standpoint.
Any specifics you can tell us?
Not that's been implemented so far, because nothing's been happened so far. So when they get implemented, we'll make sure we share that with you.
But I mean, as far as what he was looking for.
No, when it happens, we'll make sure we keep you posted on what we're doing.
Thank you.
Okay, Bob.
Try it again. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Coach, this is for Coach Danielson. I'm with the Bronco Radio Network. Spencer, what are your thoughts about facing UCLA and the thoughts of going to the LA Bowl as a Mountain West champs?
No, so fired up for our team. And just like Coach Kelly said, I mean, just a way to send these seniors off the right way. I mean, so proud of what they've been able to do this whole season. Been through a lot of peaks and valleys, and having them finish with a conference championship is a testament to them, our seniors. I mean, we've got some 6-year seniors that some of them, this will be the last time they play football together. And so being able to play in the LA Bowl, and especially against a phenomenal opponent like UCLA, coached by Coach Kelly, one of the best doing it. I know our guys can't wait.
Coach, you guys have won 4 in a row to get this Mountain West championship. It seems to me, calling the games, that you guys have improved each week. So where do you think your team is better from when you took over as the interim head coach?
I wouldn't say there's anything that I've done. It's just our players doing it together, Bob. I mean, like I said, they love each other. Even when there was a change made, they never flinched. And right away they said, Coach, we got your back. We're going to do this for each other. Because at the end of the day, if you love each other, you play hard consistently, and you're on the attack, good things happen. It doesn't mean you win every game you play in, but you give yourself a way better shot, and they deserve all the credit. And I'm excited to finish this thing strong.
And lastly, for me, what do you think is going to be the biggest challenge facing the Bruins?
First off, they're extremely well coached. I mean, Coach Kelly's always done a phenomenal job, so we know what we're going to be dealing with from that standpoint, and they've got a very talented roster. So with all that being said, we're going to have to play our best football, and we're excited to work on prepping for them.
Gabe Myers.
Hey, Gabe Myers here, freelancer. Coach Danielson, how do you feel about playing at SoFi Stadium?
I'm excited. I mean, I'll be honest with you guys. I grew up a Charger fan when they left. I hate them now. So I'm just going to first out and say that. But no, I can't wait. I mean, I'm a Southern California kid. I went to Azusa Pacific, which probably none of you guys even know where that was. But it's about East LA, and so it's going to be cool. And a lot of our players are from Southern California, so I know it's going to be awesome for the families to be able to come to the bowl game for that experience. And like I said, playing against UCLA as a Southern California kid, that's a perennial powerhouse. And so there's just a lot of exciting things for our players and for our seniors to be able to finish this strong together.
Tracy?
Tracy McDonald with BruinBlitz.com. Chip, I remember last year when you had a couple of players who decided to transfer during the bowl prep. They were still, practicing with you and even played in the game. I was wondering if you've had any conversations with the five about doing the same.
There's a couple, again, like I said earlier, and I'm sure Spence is the same way. Our job as coaches is to help our players out. And if it's transferring to another school, if they still want to stay here, be developed, we've got another week and a half of practice that we can help them with. And if that helps them with landing at another place or finding a place to play, then we're all for that. But that decision's made and is always left up to the individual players. So, we'll see when we come back. We're off until next Friday. Because of the recruiting calendar, and I'm sure Spence is the same way. We got to do a lot of things in a short amount of time, kind of like in Smokey and the Bandit. We got a lot of things to do in a short time to get them done. So, if the players want to stay, then we'd be more than happy to have them stay and participate. Once a Bruin, always a Bruin. So, and I also want to congratulate Spence on an unbelievable game yesterday. It was fun watching you guys play against UNLV. That was a heck of a job, and we're excited to compete with a really, really good Boise State team.
I appreciate it.
Okay, Jay Tust. Jay, you might be on mute.
Sorry about that. Jay Tuss, K2B. Chip, this one's for you. I know at one point in time you've crossed paths with Boise State as a coach in the past. I'm just curious what you remember about those games. And I know you're at a different school and Boise State's at a different spot, but what do you remember about those games?
Yeah, just what Chris Peterson did there was tremendous. The impact that Chris left at Boise State, and then the tradition has been continued. But just really good, tough, hard-nosed football teams that were prepared in all three phases. There's no holes from a coaching standpoint when you play a Boise State team, and that tradition has continued. It's been one of the top group of five teams, and not really group of five, but one of the top teams in the country for a long time now since Pete was there. And you go back to Dan Hawkins and some of the other guys that have rolled through Boise, or Cutter, that whole group of coaches. There's such a history and tradition at Boise State that it's a challenge to play this team because we know how well coached they are, and we know what a great job they do with their players. So it's we're excited to play them. This is a really good football team, and this is going to be a really good game. So,
Spencer, one for you as well. I know a couple weeks ago you asked your players for 2 more weeks. You turned it into 3 more weeks. Might be a tough answer, but do you expect to at least continue to serve as interim head coach through the bowl game? It's only obviously 2 weeks away, so at the very least, do you expect to be able to be in that role?
Yeah, 100%, Jay. I mean, I'm all in to finish this thing for our players, because that's, even like Coach Kelly, we're saying to say it's all about them. And like we talk about a lot, Jay, I mean, the seniors like DJ Schramm, Dimitri Washington, Garrett Kerr, and George Halani, this is their last time putting on the blue jersey, and it means a ton to me to be able to finish it with them and for them to finish it strong and finish it together. And so there's no question I'll be finishing this thing with our team.
Mike Prater.
Yeah, Spencer, I was going to ask you about recruiting implications. Southern California, playing in an NFL stadium, even having Gronk as a presence. How can you take advantage of this over the next couple of weeks in terms of recruiting? It's got to be a pretty sexy carrot that's out there for you guys when it comes to recruiting.
Yeah, absolutely, Mike. I mean, we get, a lot of our players are from Southern California. So being able to go back home, not only just play the game, play in an NFL stadium, like we talked about, play against a phenomenal opponent that's going to be extremely well coached. I mean, those are all huge perks of why, we tell people to come to Boise State. You come to Boise State to win championships and play in big time bowl games. And that's what this is. So once again, hats off to our players, our staff. They deserve these moments, and we're going to work our tail out to finish it the right way.
And one more for you, Spencer. I know we're kind of in a tough situation, but you said you're all in to finish this thing with our players. You're in this awkward situation as the interim coach, and we're waiting for an announcement on an official. If there is somebody else that comes in and is the head coach, do you still anticipate coaching this team in the bowl game no matter what?
If I'm ever given an opportunity to continue to coach this team, how much I love these guys, I will, Mike, 100%.
Thanks, Spence.
Yep.
James Williams.
Yeah, Chip. Ryan Gunderson is being mentioned in reports as someone who may be a candidate for the Oregon State offensive coordinator job. Is he going to be available for the bowl game at all?
No, Ryan's not. Ryan has left to go to Oregon State. He is.
Okay.
He's actually an Oregon State grad. You know, it's an opportunity for Gundy to move up to call plays and be a coordinator. So, you know, we've had a couple in the last couple of years. Johnny Nansen left to go to Arizona. Derek Sage left to go to Nevada. So we're always happy when our coaches get an opportunity to move up and advance. And so Gundy will not be available for the bowl game. He'll be recruiting for Oregon State.
Thank you.
Okay, Ben.
Yeah, just two quick things. You know, some issues you've been having are offensive line and kicker. I mean, is there anything you can do between now and the bowl game to kind of shore those areas up and so that you know, they'll be as good as they can be to face Boise State?
Yeah, we'll see where the health is of, you know, where we are up front. You know, and that's obviously the trainers and medical team will make the final decision on who's available to us. And you know, but that's not like their transfer portal is available for someone to go in tomorrow and to be able to bring them in and play in the game. I'm sure Spence would really would echo that same sentiment. So we got our team and we're going to battle against a really good team, and we're excited to play in the game. I just want to know if Gronk's on because I haven't seen him yet. I could hear him if he was on, but I don't think Gronk is on this. But he's not on.
Dang it.
Dang it. I think we're all excited. When I was at Oregon as an offensive coordinator, I coached against Gronk when he was a senior, or actually a junior at Arizona, and he put on one of the all-time greatest performances I've seen a tight end put on. So we beat him, but I think he had 12 for 143. We couldn't cover him at all. He was running up and down the field on us. So I wanted to reminisce with him a little bit on that.
We'll have to get him on the next one.
Okay.
Ron Counts.
Hey, Ron Count for the Idaho Statesman. First for Chip, you mentioned watching the Mountain West Championship game. I'm curious, what stood out to you about their Boise State's running back Ashton Jeanty and their quarterback Taylon Green?
Yeah, two talented athletes. Quarterback can run probably as good as anybody in the country, you know, and I think they do such a good job offensively with design plays for him, and then even the unscheduled plays that he can make, and then you come on him with such a talented tailback next to him. You know, it's really a good 1-2 punch there that has your attention. You know, and I think, as Spence will tell you, as a defensive guy, when the ball can be run one way but pulled and go back out the other way, I think that really stresses the defense because of the ability to attack both perimeters. So, you know, we're going to have our hands full with those guys on offense because they're really, really talented.
And I'm not sure how much you've watched Ashton Jeanty, but I mean, what makes him so difficult to tackle?
Yeah, there's I think contact balance. You know, it's very difficult for the first person to bring him down. You can tell he's got outstanding vision from the running back spot. You know, he doesn't run blind. I think he's got a real good sense and feel for the schemes that they run. And I think the timing that he uses and as he's watching the blocks develop and where the linemen are working from first level to second level and things like that, you can tell that he's got an innate ability to read blocking schemes and set blocks up. You know, he's the full package when it comes to running back. He's a really, really, really talented football player.
And for Spence, will you guys start preparing for UCLA right away, or will you give the players a few days off?
Yeah, like Coach Kelly said, you know, this week, obviously there's a lot still going on at Boise State from the head coaching search and some of that stuff, but it's going to be a week where our guys are going to focus on academics. It's going to be a week where we're going to work through recruiting and some of that stuff. And then, when Coach is on the road, we'll get into UCLA. We obviously know they're going to be extremely well coached and going to jump into it from that standpoint. But from our players, we're going to focus on academics, training room. We'll have some lists with them, with our strength staff, but we won't do anything football with them this week.
Okay, Mike. Mike Regalado. You may
Hey,
be
Chip.
on mute. Oh, there we go.
Hey, Chip, you were talking about Latu and how you're going to talk with him and his parents about basically
Yeah,
his future.
I'm sorry. I've talked with Latu and we've had good discussions. but I'm going to see his mom for the first time on Wednesday. So, but I've had discussions with Latu already.
Yeah, my question was going to be: do you know if there are any other players who might skip the bowl to prepare for the for the NFL draft? Have you had any discussions with any other players?
I have not had any discussions with any other players. Just Latu. Spence, have you?
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay. Running back isn't looking to leave, maybe look. No.
The day is still young, Chip.
The day is still young.
You know how to do the coach until I go to sleep. You just never know.
We never know. That's the one thing we know about college football is you never know. So
correct.
Okay, we have about 5 minutes left. Gabe Myers.
Cool. This one's for both coaches and also Adolfo, if he can. What's it feel like to have the legend Rob Gronkowski as the host for this bowl game? Maybe Coach Danielson, if you want to go first.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any personal history with Gronk like Coach Kelly does, but I know I've loved watching him as a player and even more with some of his advertisements. So I can't wait to see him and mess with what I see him. So I know our team is going to be extremely fired up as well.
Awesome. Coach Kelly?
yeah, I think it's obviously unique. You know, I've had an opportunity to go to a lot of different bowl games, but there's never been one that's been sponsored by. Obviously, there's a business sponsor, but sponsored by one guy. You know, and if there's anybody that should have a bowl named after him, it's Gronk. So, I think it's great. I think he's great for football. He makes football fun. He was so passionate about how he played the game. He wears his emotions on his sleeve, and if you don't get excited to be around Gronk, then you probably don't have a heartbeat. So I know our players will be fired up, and this is going to be a lot of fun because I think the bowl activities and things like that. Hopefully he'll be around for those, and our players will get a chance to interact with him. So we're excited for it.
Awesome. I absolutely agree. And then Adolfo, if I can hear from you as well.
Yeah, I mean, for us, as we were building the idea of bringing a bowl game to SoFi Stadium from day one, we wanted to be different, and we wanted to build a new tradition. And when you look at Los Angeles, we're in the capital of sports and entertainment. And we look at Gronk, even though he's not an LA native, he's coming into our market. He gets college football. He gets what we're trying to do here at SoFi Stadium with this game. And more importantly, he played in the game. He played in this game. He played in the old Las Vegas Bowl, so he understands when he's coming into market, and really it's ultimately about the student athlete experience and what experience they're going to have on site and through all the bowl week events, which for us, that was what's exciting about this partnership with him. And I can tell you just in the few months that we've announced this, he is all in, to Coach Kelly and Coach Danielson. He is 100% into this, and he's fired up. He's talking about it on national media. And really, I think as we were talking to him, he's excited to just spend the week with the young student athletes and really tell them about his experience, which I think is going to be a game changer for us as we bring this game to life here on December 16th.
Thank you.
John Mallory.
Yeah, John Mallory, KTIK Radio in Boise. This is for Coach Kelly. Chip, what advice would you or do you have for a young coach like a Spencer Danielson, early 30s, interim, trying to get the gig, focusing on a bowl game, just won a conference championship, everything that must be spinning around in that guy's head? What type of stuff do you say to younger coaches?
I think my advice is to do exactly what he's done. I think he's the first interim coach in college football to win a conference championship game, and I think they should hire him.
Thanks, Coach.
Ron Counts. Okay, Jay Test.
Wasn't my initial question, but Spencer, J-Test KTVB. Spencer, what was it like to hear those words of encouragement from Chip Kelly, a guy that's done it at a pretty high level for a long time?
Oh, I mean, it means the world. I mean, like I said, Southern California kid growing up watching Coach Kelly, the Oregon days to the NFL to even, we've been to a couple different camps at UCLA where Coach Kelly led our staff there, help coach, help find some kids. And so Coach Kelly means the world. I appreciate that a ton.
And I mean it. I think in this profession, to do what you've done is special. And I think hopefully they realize that. I know your reputation. I've seen you coach. I've seen you coach in our camp. Watching your team play right now, that's a really well coached team, and I think you've done a heck of a job. So I'd be like to hopefully be able to congratulate you when I see you in person.
I appreciate that, Coach. Thank you.
One more, Chip. You said these next couple of days are going to be busy. Again, you've been doing this for a while now. I don't know if it's a good or bad thing. Early signing day is now after your bowl game because the bowl game is so early. But is there anything you want to see happen with bowl games? Because now the month of December just seems to be might be the most important month to build your football program. I don't know, but is there any reform or ideas you have to kind of help this?
We don't have long enough on the Zoom to finish with reform ideas and transfer portal, conference realignment, NIL, and all those other things. Is I think speaking for Spence and all the coaches, just these are the rules, we live by them, and you just got to work around them, and that's what you do. You as a coach, your job is to be in the solution business, and you have to find out what the solution is. If there's a problem with all that, I think the biggest thing is first and foremost is this experience for our players, and the most important thing for us isn't the signing date, which is after the game. The most important thing for us is the game and making sure that our seniors and all of our players, have a really good experience doing this. And I know the matchup I think is awesome because I know Boise is going to approach it the same way we're going to approach it. So we're fired up to just play football. The best part of football, and I will always say this, and I always believe this, is football. So we get a chance to play one more time against a really good team that we're excited about it.
Chip, thank you. Good luck.
Yep.
Okay, last question. Run counts.
Hey, Spence, can you hear me okay?
Gotcha.
Excellent. So I know you mentioned you haven't talked to any players yet about whether they're going to play in the bowl game or not, but do you have a timeline for when you want to have those decisions made?
Yeah, Ron. I mean, there's obviously a couple of different things going on in Boise, Idaho today and this week. So, and I know a lot of our players on the same page. I mean, that's where 3 weeks ago, whatever it was, when I asked for 2 more weeks, then we were able to earn a shot to play in a championship. I asked for 1 more. And I'm going to ask them the same thing when we talk to them here later today. Just 2 more weeks to go play another game. Like Coach Kelly said, go play another game together for these seniors, for this team. Does that mean everybody's going to play? I don't know. I haven't crossed that bridge with these guys yet, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I'm sure we'll have those conversations.
And I have one more if I could sneak it in. Chip, I'm not sure if you've ever been in Spence's shoes, been an interim coach before, but if you have, what challenges does that present to a coach, especially a young coach?
I've not been an interim coach, but I'll say it again. I don't know. Whatever challenges, I think he's hit it out of the park and what he's done. So keep doing what you're doing, Spence, and the rest of us in college football have noticed it, and big fan, and hopefully this works out for you.
Appreciate that, Coach.
All right, buddy.
All right. Thank you so much for everyone for joining. We're going to upload the recording of this and the transcript into the press kit. Thanks again, and we'll see you for bowl week.
Thank you.
See you, Coach.
See you guys. See you, Spence. I'll talk to you, buddy.
See you, brother.
Okay.